Welcome. Thank you guys all for coming out today. My name is David Connolly. I'm the co-chair of the ambassadors for Faribault Chamber of Commerce.
And I'm Cassie Steves. I'm the Director of Operations here at the Faribault Chamber. And we're super excited to be back in person hosting events. We've got 4 quarterly events. This is our first one for the 507 Connect. And lots of other chamber events happening real soon. So be sure to check out our website and follow us on Facebook.
To me, today's event is really powerful and important. And I think it's the same for you guys as well. Nonprofits are kind of the pulse of our community and really are important to that fabric. And so today we get the opportunity to hear from 4 big hitters in our community making a difference throughout, from little kids all the way to our elders in many different ways and fashions. So there'll be 4 speakers today. First off, we'll start with Michelle Redmond, who is the director of Big Brothers Big Sisters. Michelle?
So thank you so much. I am so excited to be here. I'm going to start with a really quick video for you. As Big Brothers Big Sisters, we know that every child has potential, and we are just here to stand beside them and help ignite, empower, and defend that potential. And that's what our volunteers do. So I know a lot of people know what Big Brothers Big Sisters is, but we are a youth serving organization. We are donor funded and volunteer supported. We serve Steele, Waseca, Rice, and Dodge counties. And in 2021, we served more children than ever before, 811, and we can't believe that because, 2020, 2021 was really tough for everybody. And what happened during this time is we call it the Great Reconsideration. People love their couches. Sitting on your couch is really good right now, and going out there and giving of yourself hasn't been what people have top in mind. So really getting people to step out of their comfort zone and getting back in the community, that's why I'm here today, because we really need more volunteers. Even though we serve more children than ever, 811 last year, we have over 260 on our wait list. And when I say that, that means that they have been interviewed, they've gone through the process, they're ready to be matched. They're just waiting for that special someone to be matched with them. And it's really hard when you're meeting with these kids and they're excited about it and we're like, oh, just sit and wait. Yeah, in another year, because some kids can wait 2 weeks, some kids can wait 4 years for the right match. So proven impact of Big Brothers Big Sisters. We do tons of surveys and studies and all. We know all these things are true, but being with the organization for 14 years, I see it firsthand. These kids coming in our program, shy, not self-confident, academics are, after a few years of being matched, they're walking up to me and shaking my hand. They're introducing themselves and their big to me. Just the confidence it is just to have that special someone next to you who is your big is phenomenal. And I gotta say, during COVID and the distance learning, as we all know, kids had some hard times. But a lot of the kids in this, our kids, they had support. They had the support system of their families helping them with homework, making sure that they were on their virtual portal and learning and doing all that. a lot of kids in our program, they needed that extra support. They needed that extra someone to remind them and help them because their parents, could be busy working and just, not as engaged with that schoolwork and how to really do the whole process. Here is another quick little So just like that little video said, those are stats from our agency here in southern Minnesota. 100% of our bigs said that being matched their little changed their life for the better. We know that we don't volunteer to change our lives, we volunteer to change someone else's life, but when it changes your life too, that's a bonus. That is awesome. And you saw the other percentages in there of improved academics, improved social relationships with peers and family. That is huge, just having those extra people to talk to and listen to and be with. Our littles, a lot of people ask us questions, if I volunteer, who am I going to be matched with? Well, we have littles that are across the board. We have littles that are interested in fishing, crafting, arts, reading, hiking, everything. Just like we have bigs come in that have all different interests. But this kind of tells you a little breakdown of our littles from 2021. 67% were eligible for free and reduced lunch. 55% came from a non-two-parent household. That percentage keeps going down, and 2 years ago that was in the high 60s. That tells us that more and more two-family households are looking for someone to help in the whole parenting, to help be a friend, looking for that extra role model for their child. And 22% have had a parent that is incarcerated or involved with law enforcement at the time. Could be on parole, could be going through that process. And we know children that have a parent that is involved with law or has been incarcerated have 70% chance of being incarcerated themselves if there isn't some sort of mentoring or positive role model going in there. So most of our children are referred to us through the schools. Schools are our biggest partners, but we also have doctors, our county social workers also refer children to us. So our bigs are just about anybody and everybody. We ask that to be a community-based big, you have to be 18 years old because we have to do a background check. But there's no being too old to be a big. We hear that all the time. Everybody has something to give. And what we do is we sit down, we learn all about you, we hear all about your likes and dislikes, what you're comfortable with, what you're not comfortable with, and we try then to make the perfect match. Wow, I didn't even know that one was coming up, but there you go, the perfect match. That we don't want to put like the kid that's been waiting longest with the next person that walks in the door, because that's not going to be the perfect match. There's tons of mentoring organizations out there through churches and schools and whatnot that are great. What sets Big Brothers Big Sisters apart is we really try to make that perfect match. And it's amazing. After we have bigs come back to us after just 1 month and go, how did you find the kid that's just perfect for me? Well, yeah, that's our job. That's what we do. Because we want to make it easy and fun for everybody. We want to be beneficial for the little, but also beneficial for the volunteer. So how do you get involved? We have tons of program options. A lot of people just know about our community-based match. I'm just trying to talk really fast because I know we have 3 other programs here. But what also, besides our community base, we have different programs. AVID started in 2020 because of COVID, 100% virtual mentoring program. And that happens with the AVID program at the middle school and the high school. We match the students with a community member, and they meet for 30 minutes every other week virtually during the school year. And they talk about college and career readiness. Hey, we all like to talk about our career. We all like to talk about, hey, what was our pathway getting there? That's what you do during this time. It's a scheduled thing that you work on, that the teacher provides, we provide, and it all happens virtually right from your desk. super easy, and we're really fun that that program continues to keep growing. And then our traditional school, I went too fast there. Oh, so that was everything I talked about. 30 minutes every other week, 2-year commitment, and it happens just during the school time. So traditional adult school site is something we also have, and that's a 30-minute meeting every week during like the child's lunchtime and recess time. Hanging out, having school lunch. Don't you guys all miss school lunch? It's really fun. And recess, you can work on schoolwork. That's not what the kids like to do, but you can do that. But play a game, go out on the playground or whatnot, hang out. The thing is, it's only 30 minutes every other week, and you think, how can I really make a difference? You know the moment you walk in the school how much difference you're making. You know, your little is so excited, but also their friends are excited. You walk out of there pretty much feeling like a rock star because you've never been that important in that 30 minutes. It's pretty fun. And community-based match, that's what people know Big Brothers Big Sisters for, is being matched with a child in the community, doing what you want to do, doing what you already do, just adding a child with that. If you have Sunday night dinners that you really love to cook, Troy Dunn, was it before he moved? He still is a big, they do it virtually now, but they were matched for 5-6 years, and every Sunday was Grayson's night. He got to pick what they cooked, and they made the meal, and they ate it. That was what they did. Every Sunday night, they got together. You know, that's a lot. We don't ask people to do that, but that's what they did. We ask that you get together twice a month with your little. It can be 20 minutes going out for ice cream, or a walk the dog. Or it can be like making dinner, which would be more like an hour and a half, but just twice a month. And you really, you know, you build this friendship, but you really make a family member. I mean, Troy moved, and he's still with Grayson. They get on the virtual, and they still cook dinners on Sunday nights. So really fun. So, how does this all start? What do you do? Simple. You can talk to me, or you can go to our website and become a big. And then we do an interview, we do a background check, and we just really get to know you and see what you're interested in and what program fits best in your life. But like I said, we have I think it's 272 exactly today, how many kids we have waiting. And that's just in our communities of the 4-county area. So there's a lot of kids that are waiting to meet someone like you. So if you have interest in doing so, please let me know. I'm going to pass around a little interest sheet. I have 2 door prizes, and to end, another very quick message from some of our littles.
I know your days are busy, but are they too busy for fishing, playing catch, bike rides, ice cream? Me.
It only takes 2 meetings a month to bring back fun in your life and theirs. Become a big today.
Come on, you can do it. Be a big.
They make me smile. I feel like I have thousands of children because of all these guys. They're awesome. And that little guy that caught the football, I was out there filming him, and he caught the football, and he's running around, and all of a sudden he just takes off his shirt, and I'm like, Jameson, okay. He drops, and he's starting to get push-ups. I'm like, yeah, you're cool. I don't know if I'm going to find a big that's as cool as you are, but you're cool. He was just so much fun. But thank you so much, and please ask me if you have any questions. I'm going to pass these around and then pick them up later.
Cheryl, will you come up and tell us a little bit about the Community Action Center?
Well, I'm Cheryl Wendt. I'm at the Community Action Center of Faribault, like you heard. I've been there, I started last May, and when I started there, we were doing mobile distributions. For those of you who don't know, when the pandemic started, there was a food shelf over at the mall, and it closed, and then there was this gap in food, and a lot of partners around the city, including several that are in this room, got together and said, let's do some mobile distributions. And the Community Action Center of Northfield was contacted to help source food and kind of take some ownership of the program. And in the meantime, we did mobile distributions. We kind of named 4 key areas around Faribault, so twice a month we went to those areas, had boxes packed, and distributed them to anyone who came who lived in Faribault. Throughout that, it really became obvious this was a greater need, and there was not sustainability in just taking boxes twice a month. So we acquired space at Cannon Circle, and we built out a food shelf and a resource center. So we're just kind of getting the resource center going, but the food shelf we opened in October. We were open 2 days a week in October, and now we're open 4 days a week, and we are really busy. It's amazing how many people are food insecure, and there's also this, we're also trying to educate our volunteers, our community members, those who utilize services and those who help with services, that food insecurity is not something that's well known. And so like I said, we try to educate that, you might see someone driving a nice car, and why are they coming to the food shelf? But you have to think about, you only have a certain amount of money each month, and so many people are really trying to stretch those dollars. And while they thought they could afford this car, and now suddenly they have these car payments, but their grocery bill just went up also. I mean, we all know groceries have gone up, skyrocketed, in fact. When you hear all the inflation numbers, those tie to food probably more than anything else. Even the things that I was able to get this summer through our food bank are now costing us a lot more. So we have, on average, about 200 families a week right now, and we know we're not tapping into all of Faribault either. There are other resources in Faribault that are providing food as well. So that's great, and we are partnering together with everybody. A couple of ways we acquire food. We have a food bank down in Rochester that's where we get our food commodities and things through the government, but we also purchase food through them, which is nice because you can purchase in bulk. And then we also do a little bit of food rescue here in Faribault. We get some items from Hy-Vee and Walmart, and then we work with St. Vincent de Paul. They do a lot of food rescue as well. And so we're kind of sharing some of that food rescue. And then also the big thing is donations. So this is kind of a timely presentation because we're coming up on March Food Share. And so we're going to be starting a campaign of either donations in monetary donations or food drives. And so we're reaching out to all the churches, all the organizations that would be willing to do a food drive for us would be great. We have our top 5 most needed items at the food shelf. And so if you want, I brought a couple of flyers. If you'd like to take those with you, that would be great. But like I said, other organizations like churches and stuff, they get together with and do like a month-long campaign. So we're really excited to launch this for Faribault. Our Northfield site has obviously been doing it for years, and so this will be the big push in Faribault for the first time for March. Our other greatest need, much like Big Brothers Big Sisters, we don't work without volunteers. Right now, if you go on the Community Action Center website, it's communityactioncenter.org/Faribault. And if you scroll down, you can click on where we have volunteer needs. Our hours, we're open Mondays and Thursdays 1 to 7, and Tuesdays and Fridays 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. And that's when our volunteer shifts happen. We have various roles. If you like to stock shelves, you could do that. If you'd like to greet community members as they come in, those are all listed on the website. You'll click on it and then you'll go to a Sign Up Genius. And if you ever have questions like, I can't fit any of those roles, or the days I'm available, the slots are already filled, just call us. We'll find something for you to do. Another exciting thing that we just started, Reliance Bank had the Basic Blessings program, which was providing meals for kids over the weekend. And when we were going to open, Reliance said, we're not a logical person to be running this program because we don't do food. But they had seen the need and really fulfilled the need up until the pandemic, and then they had to stop. And so we just started doing that again in January. And so it's fun. We're going around to all the schools. Each week we find out how many bags they need. We pack it. We have different groups that come in on Wednesday afternoon and pack the bags. We deliver them on Thursday, and then the school staff deliver them on Friday to the kids. So that's an exciting thing that's coming up too. So, yeah. So thanks for your time. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. We appreciate any support you have.
Anne Marie's going to tell you about all the happenings that are happening in Rice County. Can I get a vibe?
Okay, boom.
Let's do it.
Nice, thank you. My name is Anne Marie Leland, and some of you know me as the Community Education Director for Faribault Public Schools, but today I am here representing as Vice Chair for Rice County United Way. A couple of years ago, the United Ways were separate in Faribault and Northfield, and we were one of very few, maybe like one of 2 counties that hadn't integrated their United Way efforts. So we did that over the last couple of years, so we are a much larger reach in our scope for United Way. We realized that there were so many different community-based organizations that we have in common between Faribault and Northfield, and I'll tell you a little bit about those organizations in just a minute. But, so here is our website. I thought I'd show you, we don't have a lot of print materials at this time, so I thought I'd show you a little bit about our website. It is very informative in terms of the impact areas that we contribute to, that we try to raise money for. One is education, the other is financial health, and the other one is health. So those areas are the three focus areas that we want to make sure our residents in Rice County have access to, because there are gaps, like we just heard from Cheryl, from Michelle, in terms of those social emotional support pieces for our children, food security for our families and community members throughout Faribault. United Way is able to raise funds for all of those different agencies. So that is what is so unique about the United Way's capacity. Just a couple of statistics here. 900 children receive a free age-appropriate book delivered to their mailbox each month through the Dolly Parton Imagination Library. So that's a big hallmark program of United Way. 15,000 local residents were impacted just in the last year alone. Of course, we talked a lot about the pandemic piece in terms of affecting so many lives across our country, and certainly across Faribault here in our community. So we really did a lot and dug in pretty hard around making sure that people had food, they had health access, they were getting education access through the pandemic, which we all knew was really difficult. I just have to take a second and just say this is so great to be here, both just in terms of being in a room full of really wonderful people, but also in a normal way. Like I don't have a mask on. Anyway, okay, so, woo! 1 million pounds of food were distributed through local food shelves, as Cheryl talked about. And I don't know, I'm just gonna pitch for Cheryl's organization right now, but if you haven't had a chance to go to that site, I would highly recommend it. It is really beautiful. It just showcases the capacity and our strength as a community in terms of what we can offer our families and our community members. It's beautiful. So thank you, Cheryl, for putting that together. I know it was a much bigger effort of a lot of people, but you are running that day-to-day operation. And we're using the space in terms of, I think there's community organizations that are able to go in, and United Way promotes those kinds of opportunities for community-based organizations and others to go in and use their space and other spaces in town to just really connect with families and children. So. Okay, so again, our focus is education, health, and financial stability, and the building blocks for a good quality life. So I thought I would just share with you some of the work we've been doing around education and why you would, as an organization or as an individual, want to contribute to United Way. So some of the pieces around education, we have worked, Faribault Public Schools community education has some programs that are outside of the regular K-12 pieces of education. We work really hard to make sure our uniquely abled individuals or adults in town have some fun, enriching program opportunities. So that is something that United Way gives to adults who are trying to become self-sufficient through our adult education programs, going to learn English and getting their GEDs and all of that good stuff. Faribault Youth Investment, Becky is here today. Hi, Becky Ford. Give a shout out to FYI. Yeah, well, they're working really hard. I get to work with Becky on connecting all of the different youth groups in town together and rather silo our cylinders of excellent work that we all do, trying to leverage those and integrate and really make a strong foundation for youth to have access and opportunity to fun enrichment opportunities. So we fund Imagination Library, as I said. Northfield has several pieces of the work, and one of those pieces around what I was talking about in terms of the integration between the Faribault United Way and the Northfield United Way is connecting with organizations like Northfield Healthy Community Initiative. They really do serve Rice County now in terms of their support around youth programming. I don't know, they do everything, so I'm not quite sure what to highlight, but they work to make sure we have academic and social emotional pieces embedded in the school districts to work with our underserved populations of students. Northfield has a couple of other things. We'll skip them for now because, you know, that's Minnesota Reading Corps, which Becky is definitely involved in, and making sure that we get our literacy education. I can't stress enough the importance of our work in education and the funding that we get in United Way going towards programs like Reading Corps, because we have to strengthen the literacy work for our children. Literacy is key to success in the way educators' brains work, right? So if you're not reading well by third grade, that's not setting you up for success. So we're really trying to embed those literacy efforts, and the Reading Corps people come in and they do individual work with students and group work to increase literacy skills. It's really fun work. So the health piece is really important as we think about all of the sort of Maslow's hierarchy needs. I don't know if everybody's familiar with that, but just making sure that you've got that health piece in terms of making sure that you are fulfilling and actualizing your life, in terms of making sure that you're not only well educated, fed, all of those good things, but that you are a healthy individual that can really contribute well to society. So health is a big piece of the puzzle for United Way. Health Finders, for example. Has anyone heard of Health Finders Clinic Collaborative? Okay, most everybody, great. So they work extensively with people who are underinsured or not insured at all with health care. And they're able to provide on-site care for individuals, and they have people that go out into the community and work with people in their homes around diabetes, obesity, those kinds of pieces of the puzzle that really make sure are leading to a healthy lifestyle. Even if you can't afford health insurance, they're going to make sure they can help you access the pieces to maintain a healthy life. IRIS, I think everyone is familiar with IRIS in this town. They do tremendous work. So they are in the community cafe. They're actually on the board now in terms of working with United Way. So those are some of the other pieces that or other partners that we have in terms of our funding, where our funding goes. And then our last one is financial stability. And this, I would say, is probably where the most of the funding from United Way goes toward, because there is such a need around our community members and our families needing financial stability. We do, if we're comparing ourselves to our surrounding districts, we do have a higher rate of poverty in Faribault. And we're just wanting to make sure that people do have access to the different opportunities that are able to allow you to survive and have a good life. So those are the pieces, those are the folks that we serve and that we fund. Ruth's House is a big cornerstone group that we are involved with. St. Vincent de Paul is also, and Three Rivers Community Action Agency is a big cornerstone group that we work with. Other than that, I just wanted to make sure that the pitch goes to donating, because I wouldn't, I wouldn't be doing my job as vice chair for United Way without asking everyone to consider either a workplace campaign, if you don't already have one, and also donating as yourself, as a individual. We have several ways to donate. You can do it with a credit card. We even have Venmo. So there's several opportunities and ways to donate, and we would just appreciate that consideration for us. Any questions? We have lots of partners. Some are in this room, and we really appreciate the work that you do for us. Yep. Okay. Thanks.
So please help me introduce Sherry Johnson with Habitat for Humanity.
Hi, I'm Sherry Johnson, Habitat for Humanities. I'm the Family Services Coordinator, and I brought with me Jody Beach, who is our Volunteer Coordinator. So it's nice to have two people instead of just one. So everybody knows that oh, I broke something. Builds decent and affordable housing. But everybody thinks that they have to volunteer with Habitat just to build. There's so much more to Habitat than just the building process. There's locating families, there's getting the word out that housing is available, there's meeting with them along the way for credit counseling, financial literacy, all those things along the way. I've met with people for 2 or 3 years before they were actually ready and able to pay the mortgage portion of it, understand the difference in paying and taking care of a home and a yard where they didn't have to do that with a landlord. And then just taking care of themselves and their children and having a decent, affordable home. A lot of times you see the kids, they just thrive once they get their own room and space for them to be able to do their homework, or a place to just get away. I have a family that's a family of 4 children and mom, and they live in 2 rooms of a house, you know, so they are getting a home this year. And so that's really fun to watch. And a lot of the different, people don't realize that Rice County is the 3rd highest rental and housing in the state of Minnesota. Twin Cities, Rochester, and then Rice County. And so people don't think about it. Oh, you're just a small little town. No, we're a thriving community, several communities, and we do have a lot of need. There are faith builders communities, building business opportunities that you can do. Just like anybody asking for donations, all of you here know all about that because you're all in the same boat as we all are. And Jody has been influential in helping to get those groups coming and things like that. And I'll have her go through our new program with the business community, where you as a business community or as an individual or even in your church can become part of the faith community and building, because we get our people and our strength from the communities. You know, you've all been there. I've seen you all on the build site. I've seen you at different things that we do. And we all work as a community, and together we do a great job. So, Jody, she's going to finish up.
Okay. So with Habitat, you have an opportunity to change lives. And that's what we're all here for, is to change our community, change our lives. Our Habitat families, the children have a higher graduation rate. They have a less truancy rate or lower truancy rate with a stable home. I was a teacher for many years, and I saw kids move from rental to rental to rental. And it is just so difficult for them to succeed in schooling, especially if they have to change classrooms, change teachers. With that stability home that we're creating, then we can create that stability for our kids. The families that have a stable, affordable home participate more in their faith community, in their community as a whole. They take more investments in their community. There's a higher rate of voter participation for a homeowner than it is to a renter. So it's important for all of us, not just for those families that get a home. It's important for our whole community here in Rice County. So I work with groups. I work with individuals. I get them onto the site. I connect them with each other. We have opportunities for volunteers for individuals. For sure, if you want to be part of a committee, we have committees right within our Habitat office that you can help participate. So maybe you don't want to build. Maybe you want to be part of the background of the whole Habitat, so you can be part of that. We have advocates that help work with us. Our executive director just went to Habitat on the Hill, and they, people from all around Habitat, all around the nation, go to Habitat on the Hill. They help advocate for lawmakers to think more about affordable homes and housing for all of us. So that could be also a way you could participate. And then we have our faith community, so our churches, our faith groups that come together, and they love to come and build on the job site. And we're really working right now to build up what we call business builders. And our business builders can come to the site. We've had a lot of business builders come to the site to help build, and it's fun, and it's a great way for you to come together to do something with your community and, you know, have that bonding with your coworkers. But we also have opportunities, and we're going to have the pamphlets for you, to help support Habitat in a way that we can have fundraisers. So we all need donations, we all need fundraising, but we also need our business builders to help donate so we can have those fundraising events. So then the money that comes in comes to Habitat and not to have those fundraising events. So you're going to get a page that looks like this, that has different opportunities on it to help support different ways that we have fundraisers throughout the year. So that'd be another great way to do it. And there's lots of information on here. We also are just about to really kick off this program called Aging in Place that we're really, really excited about. So not only does Habitat build brand new homes, but we have a lot of homeowners that are aging in their homes. And Habitat always wants to make sure that we have that stability for everyone. So we have kicking off Age in Place, where we will have one or two individuals that might go into that home of someone who's aging, and they might need a grab bar in their bathroom to have it be safe. Maybe a ramp that needs to be put in the front of their home so they can safely get into their homes and stay there. We all have maybe aging parents. I had my parents aged, and we wanted to make sure that they were able to stay in their home and not have to move into another facility. Home is important for all of us. So that is another really, really exciting area that we are moving into, is our Age in Place program. So you're going to learn more about that too in here. And if you want to help participate, I have my card on the front, and we'd love to have your group come out and help build. And we're about to build how many new homes this year?
5 new homes in Faribault.
Yes.
And 5 brand new families. Please go to our website. We did a nice little video of the congratulations and them hearing for the first time. Pretty exciting.
Yeah.
It's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
A lot of kids.
A lot of kids.
A lot of kids.
Yep.
And a lot of parents. Going to have a really nice, happy life.
It's
So,
just changing their lives in such a great way.
the other way that you can help volunteer is just if you know of a family that might be qualified or might need a little financial help to get there, or just information about it, send them my way. I sit down one-on-one and meet with them, so it's not like in a big group where they're intimidated. It's all personal information and things like that. So send them my way. I do have some cards if you think you know of anybody or want to bring them by your office. And thanks for all your support, because everybody in here does a little something. We get help with some of our credit reports from United Way every year, and that's a blessing to be able to do that and get those people on a good start. So the banks have helped, everybody's helped. I know So thank you.
Well, thank you everyone for coming. Like I mentioned before, it's super wonderful to see you all in person. We will have this video up online shortly, and then just be sure to check our website for a complete listing of nonprofits in our area, as well as some updates on the 4 wonderful partners that shared their stories today. So yeah, enjoy your day. Thanks for being involved.